Welcome to the Play It By Ear podcast. The podcast where the topics may vary because, hey, we play it by ear. And now your hosts, Eric Fiskus, Brady Liming, and Todd Griffin.
Welcome, everybody. As you can tell, our screen looks a little different. Had to do a little improv on the design of the screen. Had some technical difficulties, but got all the information on there that we usually have, plus a little bit more. So we are recording this episode. This is not with an audience, so it will be a little different on that note, but we will post it later. And of course, if you're seeing it now, we have already posted it. Canned. Yeah, like
the canned
like old school Play It By Ear, right? Up until episode 30, I believe. If I had a hat, Brady, take your hat off.
Screw you, Lake Superior.
Yeah.
Sorry, a day late, but we had to pay tribute.
Pay homage to the Lightfoot.
and more importantly, to the crew of the Ella Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing at that.
I know.
People. All right. So our purpose here, this is not really a numbered episode per se. This is us building up to our 200th episode live on November 30th. As you can see in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, it is at the Sardinia Perk. And Sunday, November 30th. Yeah, that way, gentlemen. That way. No. No.
Who are you saying no to?
Okay, now you both are right now.
Right.
Okay.
Here we go. Actually, I'm backwards too. There, just
Bass
like
backwards.
that. Bass backwards. Yeah. Sardinia Perk, Sunday, November 30th, 5:00. Join us. I know Mr. Troutman, the proprietor of said establishment, has promised some delicacies, specially made for us.
Some lutefisk, some surströmming.
Ew.
Fruit cake.
I guess.
What's it called? Porch cast?
Porchcast.
Oh, you gotta look that up.
Oh.
If you are watching us right now, look at Porchcast. Outstanding. And it's just these guys sitting there tasting crap that's almost unedible, and in many cases,
One guy has kind of I think, a delicate stomach.
an active gag reflex. Let's put it that way.
Does he ever just vomit? Does he ever just like?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, they did the one I just saw yesterday. They did.
Really?
I can't remember.
Who cleans up the sick?
They have trash cans.
Oh,
They were tasting okra water. but
you don't mind if that might not be bad.
But it had the consistency of snot or other types of liquid or
See, I like these fried
gel,
fried
if you will. So yeah, that was mostly the guy drink it and he'd gag because it had the consistency of a loogie or something,
guys like
or
okra?
something like that. Do I like okra? No, I hated that show.
I love me some fried okra.
Okra Winfrey.
All right, so
Laugh off some of that turkey.
right,
Just give it stuffing
Yes.
stuffins,
with the gravy.
gravies. All right, so this little it's meant to be a mini episode. It's hard telling how long it's going to go, but it meant to be a mini episode, so not too long. But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of do 3 retrospectives leading up to our 200th episode live. And the retrospectives will consider us basically free-versing the first 66 episodes in this little mini episode here. Just I mean, not too long on each episode. Obviously, you got 66 to go through. Just
a dollop.
Yeah,
Just a dollop.
Just do a dollop, Daisy. Yeah, just quick. All right, so we could give you a little background on our show, which we've done before. So 2020, literally, what was it? Probably 4 or 5 days before the world shut down. We did episode 1 on March 10th, 2020.
Yeah.
And the title of that episode, Candies of Yesteryear, Local Myths. And the episode name is truncated here. I can't see the rest of it. Let's see. Somebody help me out.
Oh, sorry.
Hold on.
It reset on me. It went all the way from number 1 up to 199.
Hate when that happens.
Yeah. Spotify can be unwieldy sometimes.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Candies of yesteryear, local myths and legends, and what would your first decree as world czar be?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Just to read you. So we have short little kind of synopses. Eric, Brady, and Todd discuss the origins of the podcast as well as candies of yesteryear. Did you already read this?
No.
Okay, local myths and legends, and what would your first decree as world czar be? We were just getting our foots wet.
Yeah, exactly.
On this one.
We did know what we didn't know.
Right. And we did know what we did know.
Do you remember, just off the top of your head, what would your first decree as world czar be?
I think I might remember mine.
I don't remember mine, but I want to say Eric's had something to do with
I know what mine was.
shopping carts.
No.
Or returning carts to. Did
No.
one of us have something about a cart? A cart.
Gert.
I know what mine was. I think it was about banning people, like making guys going shirtless in public. Being shirtless in public. I think that was mine. It's a rant that's come up several times.
Mine was banning hand dryers.
That does ring a bell.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe mine was something about shopping carts. I don't know.
Could have been.
But yeah,
I don't. The candies of yesteryear. I know we discussed at one point because early on in the podcast we had a lot. We've always hit the food pretty hard.
Yeah.
It seems like we had a lot of candy.
Yeah.
Early candy topics, but I think we talked about the wax. Little wax bottles.
Wax bottles that you had to gnaw the end of like a rat, and you get some gooey, glucose-heavy liquid.
But you had to drink 97 of them to even get your whistle wetted. I think that was the thing. They didn't hold much.
That was the sorry part of it. It wouldn't wet your whistle, but it would stun your pancreas into oblivion.
It would take about 10 million of those to put me in a diabetic coma. So.
Well, in local myths, I do know when we first started the podcast, and I think this is maybe, if we're being completely transparent and reflective and self-aware, I think maybe we lost some people, because early on we did have a lot of local,
lore,
and I think a lot of people really kind of liked that and dug into that. The problem is we come from such a small town. In a small area that we just didn't feel like we could sustain it. But I do believe there were some people that probably, you can't win them all.
Right.
Yeah. Because I think the original focus was like kind of telling our story through our lore, and that kind of like got people introduced to us and where we came from. But then our personalities and our quirks and peccadillos started coming through, and we branched out.
Yeah.
You know what strikes me most about episode 1?
What?
The length. Look at how long it was.
1 hour 20. No, hang on a minute.
You were right.
Well, mine says 1 hour 22 minutes left. So apparently I stopped somewhere listening to it. So I don't know how much it is total.
No, it's an hour and 22 minutes.
Oh, really?
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 hour 22 minutes
And
and
we were so
44
nervous.
seconds. Yeah, and 3 topics, an hour and 20. We may do one topic now for an hour and 22 minutes.
Right.
So
Hell, we could do one topic and go 3 hours.
Well, the funny thing is also is when if you would have seen us when we first started this, it was the 3 of us just sitting on a folding table with notepads, and I mean, you know, we meant business.
we looked the part.
Turned into monkey business.
Monkey business. Yeah. So it was all audio back then, no video.
Yeah.
So we just have to set the stage for you as to what things look like.
Yeah,
But
and I also remember one other thing: our disdain for circus peanuts. We all poo-pooed those.
right.
Well, circus peanuts has come up on a lot of episodes because I know at one point later on I was here at this house, so I know it would have been when we were doing it after we changed the format. But because remember we discovered that circus peanuts or no Lucky Charms were invented by someone who took circus peanuts and put them in cereal.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you guys argued with me about the individually wrapped circus peanuts because I
Yeah,
received
you're right on
some.
that one. Yeah.
I didn't argue with you. I knew that they existed.
Oh, I just remember getting them at a trick or treat, and I was like, ugh.
I wondered why they existed, but I knew they
Yeah.
existed.
That becomes a projectile. Those were supposed to be launched upside your best friend's noggin while you're laughing at them, because that's the only thing you can do with those that's worth any count.
Yeah.
Right. Any count.
A nice-
Thank you, Pete
count.
Fiscus.
A nice thwomp sound when they hit the side of your head.
Ladies
All right.
could put them twix their toes to do their pedicures.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Yes.
Yeah, we better move this along or we'll be here
Move
like
this along.
10 hours.
I'll handle the title if you guys want to handle the synopsis.
Yep, I got the
Okay.
synopsis here.
Episode 2, explosion of snack flavors, things our children won't experience, and best breakup songs. So this is our first venture into the music realm.
Right.
Yeah.
Pick a song.
Yeah.
Eric, Brady, and Todd discuss the recent explosion of off-the-beaten-path flavors in snack food aisle, things we grew up with and this generation will never experience, and best examples of breakup songs. And once again, an hour and 13 minutes.
God.
And this was even before we started dabbling in the 20-minute timer.
Right.
Yeah. We were just so
The
self-disciplined.
timer was meant to shorten that.
Yeah, right.
You know, like
Yeah. I don't miss the timer. It was disciplined at first. I guess it made us hone our craft a little bit before we just went off the rails on the
Yeah.
crazy train.
we've been in protest ever since.
Exactly.
Showed that timer who's boss.
All right, so do either of you remember anything about that episode?
I remember the explosion of snack flavors. I think we were talking about. Were we talking about more like chips then, or because
Like
at one point,
Doritos.
we talked about the candies, like how you go and you see like 17 different flavors of Kit Kat, but I don't know if this was that was this.
I remember us like because I remember like the pickled flavor this and the
yeah.
The different kind of exotic snacks. I'll have to go back and listen to it. To be honest, I'm gonna guess that we were more disciplined back then, and since we led with some candy, I think we probably stayed away from the candy in episode 2 and stuck more to the snacks.
Yeah.
So in our episode rankings, this is number 2 all time.
Really?
605 downloads.
Get the Hades out. I would have never thunk it.
Yeah.
I'm sure in the things our children won't experience, we talked about payphones.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hanging up on people,
Yeah.
having to.
I remember that conversation. Talking about a cell phone trying to hang up on somebody.
It seems like I remember I was so overjoyed when my mom got that super long coily telephone cord so I could sit about 7 stairs down and out of earshot, stretch around the corner, so you don't have to worry about being tethered to a cord.
Yeah, but everybody that had one, you had to do that, and I still have to do it with my phone at work. You gotta pick it up with the receiver hanging and just let it work its way
Oh
back.
yeah.
Yeah. Breakup songs. I don't. None of them are coming to my head.
They don't write them like that anymore. It's probably why.
Yeah.
Eric, do you remember any?
I
I'm thinking breakup songs was your topic.
yeah, and I can't remember any of them.
Yeah.
And I can't even remember if the gist of the topic was songs about breakups or songs you listened to in misery and agony after you broke up with somebody.
Where
Are you now? Yeah, that being one.
I need you now.
I need you now, right?
Who's
more
that?
than words to say.
Who is that?
Giant.
Yeah, Giant.
Sharif or Giant.
Oh.
No, it was. No, wait a minute.
I thought it was,
I was Sheriff.
Sharif.
Sheriff.
I was right.
Yeah.
I said Sharif.
Gi-
Episode 3?
Giant had a different song. Episode 3.
Well, the thing that stands out when you look at the Spotify about episode 3 is I believe that is when we started making posters. And
It has always been one of my favorites. I'm romantically attached to it, but it's a good one too.
yeah, we have a tornado. We have a flying cow. Eric
Twisted
is looking
reference.
befuddled and upside down. Which
It
the
is-
funny thing
it
is
over
Eric
his
never
head.
goes. Yeah, he never goes upside down.
That's his
No.
phobia.
That's why Brady put me upside down on the poster.
Right, and somebody has me. Oh, in corn. Yeah.
in the Gairn.
Brady, you want to read the title?
Okay, yeah. It says Eric, Brady, and Todd discuss personal phobias, songs that make a person happy, and favorite sports movies.
Right. The title being Phobias, Songs That Make You Happy.
So this in the episode rankings of all time, this is number 5.
Interesting.
346 listens, streams, downloads.
This wasn't the Sharks Are Inhuman episode, was it? Or was that before we even started the podcast?
Oh, I think this was the Sharks Are Inhuman episode.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm guessing favorite sports movies. I can't imagine Hoosiers wasn't near the top.
Major League.
Major League.
Caddyshack and
The Pistol.
yeah, and my
Yacht,
Disney
Mayor of Yacht. Huh?
bull chips.
Bull
Blue chip.
Blue shits.
Where
Who
they-
was always kind of blue shits?
Oh.
Is that you, Brady? That was
Yeah, well, my problem with it was the uniforms weren't realistic. There was just they had mismatched. They had light whites on top and dark shorts,
Right.
and just not.
Well, I will say this though, in today in modern sports, that isn't near as big of an issue because they have all kinds of crazy uniforms. In
They
sports
do.
now.
They do.
And also, home doesn't necessarily mean white in a way, mean
No.
dark anymore.
They even have uniforms that aren't the team colors.
Yeah, like the City Connect.
Yeah.
And the things like that. Well, my problem with bull chips was the uniforms looked like they came from Velveteen, and they just weren't good. Is Velveteen a national thing, or was
That was just a Cincinnati thing.
okay? It was a T-shirt maker, and it was
The original silk screener. I mean,
Yeah.
there were no other silk screeners back then. It didn't seem like you couldn't just go out and buy a shirt or have shirts made. It doesn't seem like without going through Velveteen. And then you go to the store and they'd have those mistake shirts that you could buy.
yeah, like our sub-D baseball uniforms and misspelled. Was it Sardinia or Business was misspelled?
I think it was both. Actually, Sardinia had an E in it,
Yeah,
and I'd
and dweezness, and bussiness,
bussiness or something. Yeah.
bushy. Now, episode 4
The
is
episode
one
four
of my favorites.
and the poster is definitely one of my favorites. I think because Brady looks like Quasimodo, like he looks like he has no neck. Like look at Brady's. Actually, none of us have any necks, but for some reason Brady looks.
Well, that's because my software at the time couldn't the chop, cut, and paste and crop was not as seamless.
But I think it makes it better.
Oh yeah, it's so ridiculous. But it's called episode 4 is Bucket of Queasiness, Classic TV, and the Skating Rink. 3 things that are near and dear to our hearts. But the bucket of quease. Todd, you look particularly queasy in that poster.
We need to. You know what we should do?
What?
I don't know how we can find pictures of these like full size, but we should start releasing these posters out on just to.
Maybe I should. I think I still have. I have them in my files, and maybe we could just like post one every now and
So episode 4 was number 27 of the most watched episodes.
Heresy.
203, actually tied for 26 probably. Well, could be higher than that. There's a lot tied in different places, but in the early 20s somewhere probably.
Yeah, that's the infamous episode of Eric's Big Mac.
Yes.
The wall of funk that sent us scattering like rats in the light.
Classic TV.
Was this the this wasn't the one where I told myself with my little jaunt across the road into the woods, is it?
No, that was embarrassing moments. This
Okay.
is more about the queeze. I think your wet food comes up.
Okay. What are you holding, Brady, in that poster?
Boombox. See, I'm at a skating rink, and I have a big old boombox.
Right, but what doesn't make sense is you have a boombox, but you also have headphones on.
Yeah, like the old '70s kind.
Oh, they're attached to the boombox.
yeah,
I see.
yeah.
It's small on my.
And I'm
Is
on
Eric wearing an
skates.
apron, or are those some overalls? Okay, it's his leg. He's got only some like tan overalls.
Yeah, like '70s kind of jumpsuit overalls.
Yeah, and for some reason I have on just a yellow wristband and black hairy arms. Not like my arms aren't
Yeah.
black. It's black hair all over my arms. Clearly
think
not
I
my
was-
skin there.
Channeling the '70s greasiness, the oily sheen of the '70s.
All right. Episode 5.
Episode 5.
This is one of my favorites. I think.
Classic commercials, embarrassing moments, and quotable movies.
Where's this one, Eric, on the list?
This has got to be good.
18.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought it'd be higher.
top 20, not bad.
Yeah.
I don't remember any of the movie quotes.
Oh, I think so. Married an axe murderer came up frequently.
Yes. But we probably talked about, like, I'll be back and things of that sort.
Yeah.
Yeah, the snozberries taste like snozberries.
This is the one where I perhaps overshared and about my jaunt into the woods after being sick.
And I believe this is where I discussed the Great Atlanta Run.
Classic.
Classic. I really threw my hat over the wall with that one. I didn't know if I'd ever be able to tell that story in public.
So,
I'm pretty sure that Celia hadn't even heard that story until I told her on this, because I seem to remember her commenting on Facebook saying, "I'm learning so much about my."
hey,
Yeah.
you know what? This is like Howard Stern. Nothing's off limits here.
Right.
In order for this show to be good, nothing's off limits. So what was the length of, just as we go through these, let's hear what the length of the show, what was the length of that one?
1 hour, 7 minutes.
Unbelievable.
And at this point, so we're March 26th here. Had we been
We were doing 2 episodes a week.
right, but
And we were breaking the law at this point because
Right.
we were meeting at Eric's house, and we were so afraid that the sheriff's department would drive by and check the. They said they were checking people's
License
But-
plates.
license plates.
But if you remember right, at this point, we were being told to not wear masks.
Correct.
Correct.
Not wear masks at the beginning of this. For those of you who might be listening who remember that, we were told at first to not wear masks. We were following the rules. We weren't wearing masks.
Correct.
We were pirate radio at that point.
In fact, we were told do not wear masks because they don't work. That's what we were told. And we were told that the only people that needed them were the medical. We need medical experts or medical workers. But I do remember. I'm trying to remember if this is because as all three of us being educators, we wouldn't have gotten the shutdown for good signal at this point.
Not quite yet.
Because we had two 3-week shutdowns before they did a total, if my memory serves me correctly.
Yep.
So this would, if my memory serves me correctly, so this would have been in the middle of the first one, towards the end of the first shutdown.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was odd because we were going into the last quarter of the year and you had 2-3 week shutdowns. Why would you go back at that point? But missed 2/3 of the 9 weeks. But anyway, episode 6.
No poster here.
Yeah, I remember this one. Well, before we even say what the episode was, I remember I was stressed out because I'd started the posters and I had no idea as to how to make a poster for this episode.
Yeah, some episodes are definitely lend themselves to. Some are teed up for you, and some are definitely buried in the ground. It's hard to get a poster out of this one. And honestly, is this a game? No, we didn't do a game here. So the title is "What Did He Say?" Game show Mount Rushmore. That had to be Eric's topic.
Yep.
Nothing ever goes as planned, and it says Eric. Like somebody else can read the synopsis.
Okay. It says, Eric, Brady, and Todd discuss local dialect differences, great TV game shows, and how things you expect to happen may not end the way you want. I remember what I ended up with that.
Was that the Louisville story, Brady?
Yeah, that was the Louisville story.
So briefly go through that, Brady.
So I had met a fair lass on vacation. And she was from Louisville. This was in Florida. So we exchanged numbers, and this is back before emails or social media. So we'd actually write something and, send the latest school picture or whatever. And she invited me to come down and visit, do some things. And I get down there, and she's like, yeah, we're going to go pick up my boyfriend, and then my cousin's going to join us.
Stone cold, man. Stone cold.
So I still have a theory what happened there. I think she was fussing with her man, and they made up at the last moment. But it was too late. The days before cell phones, I'd already left. I had left the state, and I was blazing a trail down there.
Or was she trying to make her man jealous?
Ooh.
She could have. Some slick talking Yankee.
Slanky. Eric. Eric, did we on this episode did we talk about our embarrassing you, me, and our buddy Casey talking to the girls? And
I think we may have.
did this
come up in that? I was only the driver in that whole thing. Although I did try to give you two some cover. Try to give you two some cover,
right.
But
well, in all fairness, for you, I mean, they were college students.
Right.
So, I mean, and the problem was Casey and I weren't.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we thought they were interested. Yes. And so the story goes, we were out cruising back when people still cruised in the mid 90s, or well, yes, 90, probably 94, 93. And Casey and I had our warm-up jerseys, like our shooting shirts from basketball team, and it said Eastern, just said Eastern on it. And our theory is that the girls thought we were from Eastern. We went to Eastern Kentucky. And I can't remember.
That's a story I tried to propagate.
Right. Yes. And I can't remember where they were going to college. But anyway, we got phone numbers, and we were pretty excited. We got phone numbers, and
so construction company.
Is that what it was?
Phone numbers didn't pan out.
And
again, we would have known that had we had cell phones. We'd have known it right away. But instead, we had to wait until we. Why do I think we called from Brady's basement? For some reason, I think we called him from Brady's basement.
Yeah, let's roll Brady into this story now.
I think it was.
Yeah.
For some reason, I think we did call them Brady's basement and found out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
Probably one of our epic game nights.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking, these girls are probably 21, 22 years old, and Casey and I are 16. So, like, I don't know why we thought that they were interested in us.
Because you were 16 and delusional. That's why.
Actually, we were probably younger than that.
Because I was chauffeuring you around.
Well, that
Eastern Elementary. Oh.
We were at Eastern daycare. We were just pups, man.
Episode 36 or number 36 on the list of most listened to watched episodes. Episode 7.
This is the first controversy, the first creative butting of heads in Play It By Your History. It's our very special episode of the Brown County Fair.
What's this rank, Eric?
I'm looking here.
He's looking.
26.
Wow.
1 hour, 7 minutes.
Jeez. We could talk 1 hour and 7 minutes about pork tenderloins alone nowadays.
Well, now here's the thing with some of these episodes, though. We re-release some of these as instant classics. So they have, like, episode 7 has 203 listens or downloads, and I think we re-released that at some point, and it probably has another, probably 50 or 60 or 70.
Yeah.
So if you put those two together, it probably propels it up into the top 10. But
yeah,
shall we discuss the controversy?
Well, real quick before we do that, just for those who maybe weren't from around this, we have some people now that listen that weren't from the area, and maybe you haven't gone back and listened to this. But so our county where we grew up is home to the largest county fair in the state of Ohio,
the Little State Fair.
Little State Fair, and so it was a very big deal. The school we went to, actually, the schools that Eric and Brady still work for, you get off for the whole week for the fair, and so. You can probably imagine how many stories we have of growing up going to this fair, all the time. So it makes for a pretty funny episode. We feel so. Eric, Brady, if you want to explain the controversy.
So there was the infamous story, I was in line for the Ferris wheel in like 3rd grade, 4th grade, and on opening night,
was it Fairbairn's Ferris wheel?
It might have been. I know we walked by the Fairbairn. And but anyhow,
did you meet any girls in the Fairbairn?
Not in 3rd or 4th grade.
You haven't lived until you've been dumped in the Fairbairn.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Until you've had your hair broken in the Fairbairn.
But anyway, so I was in line on opening night, ready to get to the Ferris wheel. And there was a carny, a ride jockey that was of questionable mental competency, and he slammed the Ferris wheel restraint door, and it chopped a little girl's finger off, and he just leaned over and picked up the finger and handed it to the little girl or the mom, and I was there for it. That was fair lore. People were like, oh, come on, that really didn't happen. It's like, no, I was there, and I won't mention the person's name, but she's now passed on. But anyway, she was like right behind, her and her daughter were right behind it when it happened.
We're not, just so we're clear here, we're not talking about the girl who lost her finger passed away. We have no idea of knowing that, right?
Yeah, we have no idea where, the digitally challenged girl ended up. But anyway, I wanted to make a poster with a severed finger pointing at the and I was rejected for being too edgy.
That's it.
That was the quandary.
So, Eric, in honor of the girl who had no finger, waved his finger and said, no, no, no. I waved my finger in honor of the girl who can't wave her finger. Yes.
So.
Oh, man.
Somewhere we hope she's listening. And first off, we hope you're okay.
And I think that's the episode where we also discussed the knockoff little fun house that got around the trademarking of Murphland. With Murphette, Papa Murph.
We talked about the Nolan guys being less than sober,
Yes.
less
And
than
then-
sober, running the Himalaya Express, jamming out to "Sweet Child of Mine," that entire Guns N' Roses album, in
And then-
1989 or so.
Like in 6th and 7th grade, all the locker mirrors of like Def Leppard and Toto and Huey Lewis, and I had no idea that they were means to consume toot. I thought they were locker mirrors. I wish I still had those.
Yeah, I mean, and you had to bust a balloon.
Yeah.
The balloons were like they were so close and so engorged. So they were so bulbous that you couldn't miss them. The only way you could miss a balloon was to just completely throw it down to the ground because the balloons all touched each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the mirrors were for toot, and the feathers were for holding your roach.
And here I thought they were just hat enhancements for young ladies.
Well, do you remember though? Like, so those games, again, they made it easy. The balloons were nice and plump. They were close together. But as the prizes went up, the balloons became smaller and less filled with air. So you could actually sometimes your dart would literally like hit it point in first into the balloon,
Oh, yeah.
and it would just go.
Bang.
It would push the dart right back.
Yeah, it rejected it because I remember the first time that I never missed because that was the same game where I would get the batting helmets too, and I didn't miss when mine boinked off. Like it got rejected like a shot by Hakeem Olajuwon, and I was so mad. I felt like such a loser.
Yeah, when the balloons were big, they overlapped. I mean, there was no way to miss. All right, episode 8.
Episode 8 is favorite comfort foods, music guilty pleasures, and celebrity crushes. So,
I know. Hang on, I lost it. Okay. Comfort foods, I don't have much memory of.
mac and cheese and cinnamon rolls is what comes to mind for me.
Maybe some miat loaf for me.
Oh, is that when we discuss your mom's crazy meatloaf?
Crazy meat.
Crazy! They're freaking crazy!
Meatloaf on meth. Oh, yeah. That's macho loaf. I remember my celebrity crush was like Debbie Harry of Blondie was mentioned, and music guilty pleasures. I was telling Todd like possibly Madonna's La Isla Bonita, and maybe some Gloria Estefan and Miami Sound Machine. I did not let others know that I enjoyed those.
Wasn't one of Eric's music guilty pleasures Walking on Sunshine?
Yes. And
Yeah.
Mbop.
Right.
Oh yeah,
Bop's a damn good song.
It's a good tune.
It's a very well
it's a
written
good
song.
tune.
Yeah.
I can't remember my comfort food other than maybe miat loaf, music guilty pleasures. Celebrity crushes would have had to been Kelly Kapowski or TV's Topanga. What started the TVs? I know that's something I borrowed from you guys. But what started that?
Mystery Science Theater. One of the original villains was TV's Frank.
That's what started it, though?
Oh, and South Park. TV's Patrick Duffy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I would have thought you guys were saying that before South Park, though.
I
mean, are you sure it wasn't like a throwback to like the old show? Like if somebody was a guest on like a talk or not a talk show, but like I just picture like they have those like celebrity softball games or something like that, and they like announce in the like
TV's Gabe Kaplan.
right.
Well, I'm pretty sure that if it probably would have come up from Mystery Science Theater. That'd be my guess. Maybe not said. We were probably saying it before South Park, but we got it from Mystery Science Theater.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
TV's Topanga wouldn't have been before South or the Mystery Science Theater.
Oh no, MST was late 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
Some of it, at least early 90s.
Yeah.
See, I just thought it would have come from some cheesy, like TV's Shadow Stevens.
Oh, yeah.
Hawaii.
What has he done ever since Hollywood Squares?
He hosted America's Top 40.
Okay.
He was Casey Kasem's replacement.
Yeah.
Episode 9.
Yeah.
Greatest voices in rock. Memorable smells. Guilty pleasures movies. And this one, interestingly enough, if you read the synopsis, this is our first piggyback from another topic. The final topic expands on a previous topic of guilty pleasure on movies. So we're starting to get creative here.
Yeah, we were
creative
feeling our
uses.
creative oats.
Our creative uses are flowing here.
Flowing. So memorable smells.
Oh yeah, I know it.
I brought up that story the other day because
Yeah.
something was rancid. I think it was at school or something, and I brought that up. And I talked
So-
about it wafting across the room.
So, for those of you at home, picture this: Eastern High School, 1988, and in the band room, we're preparing for concert band, and so there was a sewer backup in the small bathroom down the band room hallway, and just in a gag and maggot sewer string. It started on one side of the room, and we can see like we're still playing on one side of the room, wondering what the heck's wrong with everybody. Because we could see them bowing out and gagging and dry heaving.
No, wait a minute.
Finally,
Wait a minute. It hit you first.
No, I was on the woodwind section. I was
Yeah,
on the other
it
side.
hit
I
you
was on the
first.
far
You
side.
you were closest to that hallway in the bathroom. It hit you first.
No, I wasn't. I was back by the mirrors, man. I was back by. My back was on the
We
mirrors.
have
with
We have
Yeah.
some memorable
Conflict.
We have a controversy.
gruff.
yeah,
We
'cause you were in the middle.
no, but from the conductor's stand, we were on the right.
I'm on the right. Yeah, I was too. 'Cause I was
I
in
don't-
First tier
I don't think
section,
you
so
were.
I was on that side of it. I
I-
promise. Because the trombones were behind me.
Right. The trombones were behind us.
If it smells like trombone, leave it alone.
I'm telling you,
Oh.
I think you're misremembering.
I could tell you why I was, but I can't get into the details. You just have to trust me.
Well, tell the folks, the good folks at home, what's the gist of this? What's the memorable part of this stench?
It stank. It was horrible, man.
Stunk.
So if it were visible, it would have been like a green fog
Yeah,
moving across the room.
like in Pepe Le Pew when the Limburger cheese plugs its nose holes and carries it. That's what it was. It was just foul.
It would
And it
have
was
cured
what
a
was so funny about it was it seeped slowly. It was like a slow crawl.
Yeah. And the funnier part, even today, because of what profession we're in, so the band director trying his best, because everyone's gagging and laughing, and he's trying his best to keep control and be stern-faced, and then he finally lost it because it stunk. You have to acknowledge that it's a foul odor that you cannot work your way through.
You cannot ignore it.
No,
it would have cured a moof man's nostrils.
exactly.
The movement would have been knocked flat. The movement prophecy.
And it wasn't a case of like I'm telling you today. If you had that happen in a school, you would have dismissed school. People would have gone home.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we just trudged through. I mean, no, and you could visibly see the sludge that came out of the floor.
Stained the
You
floor.
guys
Yeah.
walk through that uphill both ways.
Oh, yes, we did. And that sludge was still there when you were there because it stained the floor.
I'm surprised we all didn't catch cholera.
But there was no thought of leaving school. No, that
yeah.
didn't
We were
happen.
gonna sit there and like it.
So did it last days?
There was a tinge of odor. It's kind of like how when you paint a room, and after the first 24 hours, the paint, but if you leave and come back, there's just a little bit of whiff of it. That's what it was like.
You still get a hank.
Yeah,
Hank. So, but the thing is,
That's a Zach Garrison. Get a Hank of this.
the smell permeated the entire building.
Oh,
You could smell remnants of it throughout the. I mean, this is probably I'm guessing 60,000 square foot building, and you could smell at least some remnant of it in the whole building. People were eating lunch in the cafeteria, and that awful stench is in the air. And again, no talk of getting on the buses and going home. It just was not a consideration.
Well, yeah.
Back in the good old days.
So, was this the episode where the fresh trout dinner first made an appearance?
I think so. The historian, I still swear that's the story that just sold him and made him a fan. I could be wrong, but anyway.
All right, so just to tweak that one, friend of ours ate trout for lunch, and when that
probably the only person in Sardinia who ate trout back in 1980, whenever it was.
that's a fact.
Yeah.
And the burst salad.
Everybody else had good old breaded fish from the fish fry. That's the only time you had fish at Sardinia.
Right. Yeah, you went to the Life Squad building and had good old fried fish at the fish fry.
Right.
And came out stinking like fried fish. But no, he ate trout and the burst salad. He called it the burst salad because you never really got to the bottom of the bowl. You just put new lettuce on top of it. So it was... Some of it was there since his birth. It just got piled on top of.
I have to add, he was probably the only one during that time eating salad, too.
Oh, that's true.
Who the hell ate salad in our town back in the...
No. That's why we all have heart disease now. Anyway, so he ate this trout dinner. Then we went somewhere later that afternoon, and the trout had worked its way through his system. And then and the remnants of said trout permeated our car.
Like low tide in 70s Naugahyde.
So I have to ask, I don't mean to be crude, but was this upward or downward?
It's flatulence.
Oh, yeah. Flatulence.
Oh. It was low tide and poop. That's what it was.
Now, one of our other friends may have had that particular smell coming out of his mouth at one time, but no,
I'm pretty sure that came up on this episode too.
I think you're right.
Not to be confused with the flatulent that said Ralph.
Calling out.
Speaking of breakup songs.
Moving on to episode 10. No, hey, I actually had this one kind of like, I was thinking about this the other day. Episode 10, it starts out innocuously enough. What's your phrase? Common places we tried to avoid. But this is a true time capsule of when it was recorded. The quarantine house.
Right.
Yep.
So we did a topic of who would you want in your quarantine house. And I think we had some rules like one musician, or did we have rules, or just whoever we wanted?
I don't know, because if I can kind of chime in here, this is a poster. There's a poster on this one.
Oh, it's a great one too.
And it is a great poster. In the poster, we see Kelly Kapowski, TV's Kelly Kapowski. We see Steve Vai. We see Larry Bird. We see Wilford Brimley, which is probably the first of many times Wilford Brimley would. Betty White's on there.
Tony Perez.
Right. Harrison Ford is on there. Kevin Smith. Some
Henry
of them I can't
VIII.
see. Is that Ric Flair?
I believe so.
Who's in the bottom, if you're looking at it, bottom left, right at Steve Vai's shoulder?
That's oh crap. J. Edgar Hoover.
Really? Okay. Makes perfect sense.
Well, I remember why Eric said that, because if you're stuck in a quarantine house, then he would just tell everything. He would tell us stories and his secrets.
Yes.
Gotcha. And who's the blonde next to Betty White? And then who's between the blonde and Ric Flair?
Hold on.
The hat.
Okay.
It's really hard to see.
Let me blow it. I'm gonna blow it up right now.
Is that a soccer player?
No.
Above
Oh,
Harrison Ford?
I don't know who the blonde is. Okay, now I've blown up. We got Ric Flair, J. Edgar Hoover, Larry Bird, Steve Vai, James Young.
James.
Uh,
Okay, which one's James? Oh, he's right. He
um,
was on the other side of Steve Vai. That has to be
yeah.
Eric's pick.
I'm trying to figure out who the blonde is.
I,
Is it Cameron Diaz?
I don't think so. Man,
I'm
that's going to
get.
bug me.
Well, I'm guessing it's probably mine. I don't know why.
I think it's yours, and I don't know who's between Ric Flair and the blonde.
Between Ric Flair and the blonde. Oh, that's Henry VIII.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
How could have I messed that up? And is that a soccer player underneath Wilford's Brimley?
I don't think so. I think it's a musician.
Okay.
Brimley.
That's interesting. It's kind
I'm
of
gonna
fun
have to
look.
go back and listen to this because this is such a time capsule.
Well, and I find it interesting that Eric picked JY of all the Styx members to be in this quarantine house with him. Do you know why? You remember why? Eric?
I don't know why. I don't know why I would have done that.
I'm guessing
Not that I have anything against JY.
No.
Or
Wait a minute. I'm incorrect. J. Edgar Hoover is lurking on the right of the poster wearing a slinky negligee. That
No.
is Lyndon B. Johnson on the left.
It is LBJ. But I don't see Hoover.
I
do see Hoover. He's right beside Harrison's Ford. Right.
In a dress.
So Brady, move your phone down. Right where you had it. Put it back up there.
Okay.
Now move it down. And who is that in the green shirt above Harrison Ford?
That's who I'm trying to figure out, and we're gonna have to listen to that one.
Anywho.
So I believe.
Is it a Blink 182 member?
It could be, which would be from
Mark
me.
Hoppus?
But it would be Mark Hoppus if it were any of them, but I don't know. I don't know how you're blowing that up.
I'm thinking I may have picked JY because he could have dished all the dirt from all the Styx controversy.
That sounds like maybe
Yeah.
What is the food atop Wilford's Brimley?
It looks like some kind of salad.
It's coleslaw.
Coleslaw.
It is coleslaw. Is this the first? How would have coleslaw came up in this episode? Look at that. It's what's your phrase? Common places we try to avoid in quarantine house. How in the hell did coleslaw come up?
How does coleslaw come up in many parts of this podcast?
Right, but usually it's food based. I got to re-listen to this. Eric, what is the ranking on that one?
I'm gonna have to go back and count. I think somewhere in the 20s,
Okay.
mid 20s.
Yeah, I definitely want to go back and watch this one or listen to this.
Episode 11, Todd gets his debut of one of our most famous recurring topics. Episode 11 is fashion from your childhood. Would you rather? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
22 from episode 10, by the way.
Yeah.
Actually, probably could be 18 because there's like 4 tied with 209 downloads. But
Would you rather was Eric's baby, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was Eric's baby. And there's something else I remember about episode 10 and 11. Were those the first ones we did remotely, separate? I do remember episode 11 was separate because I remember, I remember where I was sitting because we were talking about the unrealistic things in movies.
They were not. It was not. We had not started the remote yet. Here's how I know. So if you remember right, we actually did some Facebook stuff at Eric's before we did it remotely. We tried it or something. We had, but also I do know that we had Matt as a guest host at Eric's still, and we haven't gotten to that episode yet.
Okay,
Yep.
I could have swore episode 11 was.
But here's the interesting thing about episode 10 and 11. I can't see 9 or 8 because I have it says 21 minutes left, 24 minutes left, so I messed up. But 10 and 11 are both 1 hour and 31 minutes.
So we're starting to lengthen.
Right. And that's pretty consistent. And then the one after that, when we get there, is an hour and 29 minutes. So we were pretty consistent there for a while. Go ahead, Brady, with 11.
But no, it was just like I said, childhood fashions. On the poster shows jorts and those painters hats that had like the French Legion flap on the back of it.
What was that concept of? I'm sure it was to protect your neck from sunburn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Other than that, they didn't have to be that long.
I never had one with a flap.
I had
I
a
don't think
Kings
I ever-
Island hat with a flap.
I had painters hats, but not flap ones.
Would you rather? Again, I think that was the first. That's not really a game, is it, Eric? Or was that? Did we break out a game? Was that an actual
I
game?
think I had a book. I have a couple books of Would You Rather,
Okay.
and we might have read from there.
I mean, I don't know if it's a game per se, because we didn't have an audience, so it wouldn't have been people determining whose argument was best.
Right.
Just the topic, I guess.
Okay.
Episode 12.
Episode 12 might be the one I was thinking of. I think 11 and 12. I think I just have a strong memory of episode 12 being sitting in my overstuffed chair in the music room.
No. Again, here's how I know. We were still at Eric's when we had Matt as the guest host, so we haven't gotten to the Matt episode yet.
Yeah.
And I know because the Matt episode is an instant classic in my mind because that was the blood
Blood pudding.
black blood pudding.
Bam,
episode.
bam.
Bam, blam. That has given us so many. We just used one the other day. One of them, like
Yep. But episode 12 is Lies Your Parents Told You, the greatest supergroup in history, and Quarantine House Dessert Cart. So when you were in your quarantine house, this is a
Right.
dessert cart that was brought around.
the poster just to kind of set a visual. A big giant piece of red velvet cake that has to be mine. Who picked the watermelon? Who picked the watermelon? Dessert cart? That had to be Brady. Brady's the
Yeah.
one that picks fruit on his dessert cart.
Right.
There's some Frisch's hot fudge cake there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Nuno Betancourt. What's her name from the Bengals?
Susanna Hoffs.
Susanna
Actually,
Hoffs.
I think that's Ann Wilson.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
And John Taylor.
John Taylor and then Lemmy.
Yeah.
And
Lemmy.
oddly enough, you might not believe this. I believe Lemmy was Eric's pick
I think so.
because I remember being surprised that Lemmy was in Eric's supergroup.
Yeah. Because I remember putting Nuno and John Taylor in my
And I think that is Ann. I think I picked her.
yeah.
Supergroup. The Ace of Spades.
The ice of spades.
I mean, Lemmy's a character. Why wouldn't you put him in a
Oh,
super?
he
I
is.
know. I just isn't typically your cup of tea. So
Well,
I
that's true.
wasn't surprised.
Episode 13 was What Does That Word Mean to You? Pet peeves in unusual sport. And I remember this one being one of my personal favorites at the time. An
What is the
unusual
picture of Hulk Hogan with a camel for a head? That's cracking me up.
because one of the unusual sports was camel wrestling.
Oh my gosh.
And the guy with no shirt, that's Randy from the Trailer Park Boys, but I don't remember why I had him there.
So
Pet peeves, no shirts on.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah.
Episode 13 is around number 40 in our most watched, listened to
Oh.
episodes.
And the unusual sports played around the world. Like I said, I remember this episode being one of my personal favorites at the time. It was just really good.
Well, the funny thing is the pet peeves is it has a picture of the stop incoming traffic does not stop asshole.
Yeah.
What's really funny is to go back and look at these posters and we can tell which one of our topics or which one of
Well,
our
in the posters, if you see my original vision for the posters, there were Easter eggs in them. If you listened to the episode, it was like solving a puzzle. It's like Eric's looking, it's like, why is there a camel's head? Because I remember the camel wrestling because we said they would use the me clutch.
it's just called the clutch. So I got to go back and listen to some of these again.
Oh gosh.
Episode 14.
What's the ranking?
About 45-ish.
Says Brady starts the conversation with foods that have been exposed. They have been exposed to that were unusual.
Unusual.
Eric then moderates a humorous game of Jeopardy Feud where they have to come up with the questions after being told the most popular answers. Wow.
Oh.
We should dig that back up sometime.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Is that our first game show?
Could be.
Could have been.
Be.
Todd rounds it out with a discussion of games that were played in PE class. The poster
Like
shows a can of some sort of what looks to be Chef Boyardee type.
Well, okay. So here's the Easter egg. Are you ready to laugh hard?
Yes.
I don't think I've ever revealed this publicly. Because remember what we said was like in treat. I think you talked about treat and spam and how it was nothing but lips and buttholes. So that is a starfish with lips.
and a flaming dodgeball is being thrown at his
PE
face.
Thing where he's getting knocked into that.
You know, Brady, and I mean this. You should take these posters and we should print them and frame them and like sell them as pieces that people. So fans of the Plant Raider podcast can have pieces of history. Tell me that wouldn't be cool.
It would, like, you know, for a small fee, we could frame your favorite episode poster and sign it if you would want that.
I have my own honorarium behind me here.
Yes.
Oh yes, you do. You're right.
Yeah.
Episode 15. Sophomoric shenanigans, warning labels, and I believe the first ever misery index.
Yes. And I'm sure most of the sophomoric shenanigans stories came from you, Todd.
Well, I love the episode description, how refined it is. Listen to this. Todd starts our show off with remembrances of uncontrolled, undeveloped frontal lobe syndrome, which caused us to do stupid things as teenagers. Brady brings a discussion about warning labels on various products, and Eric ends the show with a moderation of it happens.
So, hang on a minute. Wonder why it says misery index, but the game was shit happens.
I don't know.
Maybe it did.
At our age, it's very likely. So I wonder if, yeah. Is that game have like a misery index / shit happens?
I don't think so.
I remember those being two separate games. I'd say this is probably we were just getting things out and got our wires crossed and episodes crossed.
Either way, you can see the last couple episodes we're starting to dip our toe in the game show.
Yeah.
And this is before we came to mobile.
Yep.
I think.
Audience.
But see, I seem to remember, I'm kind of sound like Brady here, but I seem to remember the Shrenia Founders Day when I'm me sitting here in my office.
See, I think getting together with Matt was a special. I think we were rebelling and we got together.
Okay.
We just needed out of the house.
Yeah. So we risked death to bring you an episode.
And a rest.
Yeah. Man.
Episode 16. This is our last one for this little mini episode
segment,
for this segment. This is a classic. Eric, do you know the ranking of this one?
15.
Yeah.
Wow. So we're getting into that. And interestingly enough, this, I believe, is our longest episode yet. At 1 hour, 45 minutes.
Yep. Because I don't think we constrained ourselves with the timer at that point. We just kind of free-flowed.
There, and I'm not trying to make this about something I said, but this is where I came up with the infamous description.
Rat
barker. Yeah, yes. The rat barker.
Which we still need a shirt that just has a rat and then...
With a handlebar mustache, holding like
a megaphone.
A megaphone. and a top hat. And I
So-
think, as Todd so eloquently put, a pinky ring that had crystal meth in it.
Well,
Oh, it wouldn't have had that in the 80s, though.
right, cocaine. The
Cocaine.
rat barker. Well, the rats were on cocaine
Yes.
for sure. This might have been one of our first disclaimers too, where we had to put out there and say, if you were involved in the rat game at all back in the 4th of July days in Sardinia, we apologize. We don't mean anything by it, because there was probably somebody we knew involved in that game, either handling the rats or
And hear that
throwing the
stupid
ping pong
cowbell.
ball. Yeah,
I don't know. But I don't think those were local people.
but maybe not local, but I don't think people travel out of state with a rat and a
They just
big
came
wheel.
out from under the rock.
I mean, it could have been somebody from like Martystown, could have been somebody from
I was
Fayetteville.
going to say Manchester, and I
But
don't
I'm saying
know
it was
why.
nobody. It might not have been from Sardinia, but I guarantee you weren't like picking up and calling like Alaska and saying, "Hey, send us your favorite, your best rat barker to our festival."
Yeah.
So somebody knows somebody that was a rat barker,
Somebody knows somebody.
and somebody knows someone who probably had rats participate in said barkage.
Yes. So, Todd, am I remembering right? It's been a while since I've thought of this episode. Didn't you purchase something that got you in trouble? It's like a Penthouse T-shirt.
Playboy, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
So first off, I thought maybe we could just very quickly talk a little bit about what we mean by rat barker. So if you could, Brady, if you want to explain what the game was, what the premise was.
So there was a game of chance where people could cast their lots and try to gamble, and it was a big Wheel of Fortune style wheel, and he would spin it, and you had to cast your lot on which hole the rat. He had the rat in like a cake tin, and then he would raise the cake tin, and then the
There's
rat.
nothing
was
about
trying to
this
run-
game that can be played today.
What?
There's nothing about this game that can be played today. You couldn't trap a rat in a cake pan.
No.
You couldn't
And
force a
then-
rat in a hole that it didn't want to go into.
Could you imagine the time it would take in milliseconds for that to go viral? Everybody had their phones out recording that. Never happened today.
And the rat would scurry down a hole. Now, we always thought it was rigged because I always imagined a big old chunk of cheese under one of the, like he would skew the odds with another lever where there would be a good old stinky cheese to influence the rat. And then he was all hyped up on the toot from his pinky ring. And he was ringing a cowbell, like ding, 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 and that bell meant something to that rat.
The guy had two
Code.
gigs: rat barker and Himalayan Express operator. At the Brown County
Oh,
Fair.
yeah. He had the Colombian marching powder going while he was like spinning that wheel and ringing that bell. Crazy look at his eye.
And so this bell Brady's talking about, you literally could hear it all over town.
I can hear it in
Eric,
Idaho.
I would be damn surprised if you couldn't hear it from your house.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Brady, maybe even your house.
Yeah.
Now,
That was the
Brady, you forgot the most important part that annoyed you so much. Him throwing out his challenges at you as you walked by.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're not man enough to make a bet, are you? You're going to walk over right by like a little wussy boy. You little fancy pants Nancy boy. 'Cause he would and he would take another hit from his pinky ring. And then it would just get him all hyped up and crazier.
pink panties are no match for the rat.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah.
He was a little bit older. He's like, you're just yellow, aren't you?
Now he's a prospector.
A hanker for a hunk of cheese.
Yeah.
He had oil stains on his hands.
That's
Oh,
not
he was
oil.
the essence of an oily human being.
Rat oil.
Rat oil. It's a good band name.
Brady, how many hours of therapy did you go through because of the rat barker?
No, it wasn't therapy. I'm venting my spleen about it because he was such a repugnant character.
But he always had, plus he had rats that were. Do you remember the rats were like he'd have like I don't know, like they weren't just your average gray rat. They
They were
were
white
like
and gray, white and black, like
he had white ones, he
Holstein
had
printed.
black ones. Yeah, he had some
New York sewer rats.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they kind of they were like possums. Like they looked like possums, but rats. If that makes any sense.
You just pictured him driving to the gig with like all the rats on his shoulders and like running across his front seat.
And they're going to gig. Now, see, when you hear the cowbell, you go to the orange one. See, and that's what would happen.
The rats like, ring the bell.
You go to the left, Temple.
Will you ring the bell? I'm gonna run to the hole. Then we get the cocaine. Reminds me, you guys have to watch
Oh,
Screamboat,
oh,
which is a take on Steamboat Willie. And I still don't know how they made this movie because it's definitely again it's Steamboat Willie, but it's called
well,
Screamboat.
it's because they accidentally let the copyright lapse. That's how they made that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey horror movie, and it's
Winnie
the
the
same
Pooh.
umbrella thing.
Was that the movie? Was it Winnie the Pooh where the teacher Celia was talking about it, where some teacher like showed it to her class, like thinking it was like was it the Winnie the Pooh or another one of those? It was some type of movie like that.
Yeah, that.
Anyway, folks, definitely listen to episode 16. So I forgot to say this though. We talked about the Brown County Fair. Eric, are we still recording here? Eric,
What was that?
I'm just asking Eric if we're still recording.
Oh, sorry, I had muted myself.
Oh,
yes.
Are we still okay?
Yes.
So
we are.
we talked about the Brown County Fair being a big deal to us. The Sardinia Founders Day Festival was a huge deal to us. We all are from Sardinia. Eric grew up in town in the city limits of Sardinia. Brady grew up just outside of
In the
city
suburbs of Sardinia.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is now in Sardinia.
Right.
Yeah.
I was a little further out. But I mean, the Founders Day Festival was the cat's pajamas.
It was a big deal.
Right.
At one time, it ran 3 days
Oh yeah,
or 4 days,
and I
maybe.
remember we had a weird little ritual, and we were probably really annoying when we look back at it. But when the fireworks were over, we would sit at Eric's house out by the on the sidewalk, and we would be the exit committee. But we were just macking on girls. That's what
I still
that
say
was our.
though. So once I got old enough to where I was invited to those because my earlier years was down over the hill,
Yeah.
being annoying as possible, yelling things out. That's where the whole get him a body bag.
Ah.
Zowie.
Yeah. But eventually I graduated to going up to Eric's front yard and watching the fireworks or hanging. No, we didn't watch the fireworks.
Park.
We would go there and watch the people leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd watch the only traffic jam Sardinia ever had every year.
Right. And then we would leave and go to the bondage and discipline
Yes.
to get some foods.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, and I want to say this a little bit sentimental, but I don't think life gets any better than that was right there. That was as
Nope.
good as life gets.
Correct.
In
Not-
our
not-
innocent Ute.
Not a care in the world. And even that continued until, I mean, my son, I remember going to the B&D after fireworks, and he was, what would he have been, 7, 8 months old?
Yeah.
Of course.
I was gonna say,
Of course, here's my indictment as a parent. You know, we watch the whole traffic jam, then we go out and eat, and it was open 24 hours back then, so it's like 2 a.m, and we've been talking and whatever, and there's my son, my 8-year-old son, laying there like, didn't want to miss anything. His eyes are like this. You know, he wants to go to sleep, but he's like in tune to what's going on. So,
right, yeah.
and
That's
as
probably how he,
a night out to this day.
and that's probably how he that started his vocabulary.
Yeah, right.
Hopefully, or maybe not. Hopefully, yeah, because the things he heard, I'm sure we weren't very good at muting ourselves
No.
or editing ourselves.
I'm sure not.
That was good. I said that was life. That was as good as life gets.
Indeed.
I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but you know,
Yeah,
And then sadly,
just nostalgic.
sadly, it went away.
Yep.
And there's no reason for it to go away, folks. So you youngsters out there, bring it back.
Yep.
Along
Bring
with
it
the
all
rat
back.
barker.
Yeah, bring the rat barker back. Yes.
Rat
Bring the
Barker ain't
T-shirts that had Batman spelled with 2 N's.
Batman.
Oh, but Brady, you asked. So what Brady was talking about is one of my. You know how there's like a certain time where you're a kid, and maybe this isn't for this isn't. I'm not speaking for everyone here, but there's a time when you're a kid where you feel like, man, I just can't do anything right. There's times when you're an adult where you feel that way, especially when you have kids. You definitely feel that way. You feel like you can't do anything right, but you feel like your dad, in particular. We're all guys here. You feel like your dad. You just can't impress them. You can't get him in your corner.
Yep.
In hindsight, you realize your dad is just trying to keep you from being an absolute moron. But back then, it's like I just can't make my dad happy. And I remember one year, I don't know how old I was. I have pictures of it, but I can't tell. I'm guessing 9 to 12, around there. I either won or bought. I don't know how. I can't imagine I would have bought a Playboy hat
With the bunny logo, right?
with the bunny logo on it. And I remember thinking, my dad's going to kill me. Like, this isn't funny. This doesn't stand in my house. This, by no means, I don't want anybody to think this was something like we were. That was not something that was
Chuck and Sandy Griffin were not having that.
right.
Yeah,
right.
Chuck did not have a stash underneath his mattress. That
Right,
was-
right,
yeah.
exactly. And I remember buying it, and I remember my dad letting me wear it. And I remember how good I felt that weekend. Not because I was wearing a Playboy hat, because in hindsight, that's pretty trashy. But because again, my dad, who he took up for me, like, because I can remember other people telling me like, you haven't been wearing that, like other adults. And back then, guys, you knew everybody. Everybody raised you, like every
Yeah.
adult in town. And I can remember other adults saying, you need to take that hat. And my dad be like, you can wear that hat. And that was when I'm like, okay.
Chuck was rebelling. It was the birth of it was the country's birthday. Freedom, man. Freedom,
What it
man.
meant was, in a couple of things, it meant, yes, son, you're a screw up. And yes, I'm embarrassed by you because you're wearing a Playboy hat. But by gosh, you're my son, and nobody tells you what you can and can't do but me.
I'm telling you what it is, or what it was, and this is a fact, and I will argue this. Chuck Griffin figured out that day, my boy is becoming a man.
Maybe so. Yeah.
That's what that was.
But either way, I mean, I can't remember the specifics. I mean, I think my dad gave me some parameters, like you don't wear, but like it was just a deal where I remember being told like, no, you don't have to take it off, you can wear it, and I wore that hat with, and in fact, I have a picture somewhere of me at my Uncle George's pond holding a bass and my dad beside me, and I'm wearing that Playboy hat.
Is that Playboy hat still around somewhere? Sandy Griffin threw it out.
We threw it out, yes, yeah. But anyway, so that's our last episode we're going to talk about tonight.
Yep. All right. So again, our Brady.
Can I throw something? Well, never mind. We're not live. Sorry. I just saw a notification that in Newmarket, hey, Todd, you'll have to go outside. The northern lights are very visible.
I've been reading that as well. Now, I will say that every time they say they're visible, I can't see them from my house.
I've never been able to see him from here.
Poppycock.
Balderdash.
Hokum.
All right. 200th episode live, Sardinia Perk, Sunday, November 30th, 5 p.m. Be there.
Be there or
Yeah.
be squaw.
And here's the cool thing about this. This is our first live episode indoors.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell what'll happen.
Well, that's fact. And again, Gary Troutman has promised some specialties in honor of our podcast. So if you like the coffee type drinks, there may be a coffee type drink that is dedicated
Nice
to our
chai latte.
I'm trying to get him to serve some fried Vienna sausages.
Oh yeah.
Some hot fudge sundaes with ashes in them.
Some treat with lips and buttles.
Speaking of which, our host that night, Gary Troutman, Sardinia Perk, everybody needs to go there and
Partake of the perkery.
I will tell you, I don't know this. It's not just coffee. I know they have other things as well. They have sandwiches at times. I know sometimes my dad told me the other night, sometimes on, is it Saturdays, they have like pulled pork, like barbecue and things like that in the evening. So look them up. I think they have a Facebook page.
Get you a chai latte and some pulled porpoise.
There you go.
And then you too can create a memorable smell.
All right, so our plan is to have 2 more retrospectives talking about past episodes leading up to that November 30th live at the Sardinia Perk. So we will do our next retrospective next week. Look for it as we will post it on our usual sites in and around the internet. Anything else for the good of the order, gentlemen?
Nope. Stay cool out there.
All right, peace out.